Eloise loves Jane Austen, but refuses to identify as a romantic. She even makes fun of Sam, who is dressed as Mr. Darcy. But as they spend more time, she starts noticing the goodness in his heart. A man sitting next to Eloise mistakes her for a romantic. She's reading Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and hates this assumption. The man has only seen movies made on her books and got his impression from them. Eloise makes a strong case for how Austen is anything but a romance writer. She views Austen as a comic genius and a social realist who can take down powerful people with a sentence. Eloise is a professor who specializes in Austen and is headed to a conference by the Jane Austen League of America, or JALA. She's the keynote speaker, and this is just her second visit. She doesn't like how the people at this conference get all romantic with their dress-ups and balls. She is mainly visiting to meet her idol, Dr. Victoria Jennings. Eloise is up for a job at Princeton, and Victoria is part of the hiring committee. The man asks if he should come for her speech, and she hands him a reading list for it. Her younger sister, Mia, is excited to have Eloise in town. Mia thinks her boyfriend, Rob, is going to propose soon. Eloise agrees that Rob is the best guy Mia has ever dated. Now, Mia is determined to find the perfect guy for Eloise. She tends to ignore all men, but Mia is excited about Eloise finding someone at the conference. She wants Eloise to find her own Mr. Darcy in a ballroom where she's dressed as Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice. Eloise doesn't care about finding anyone, because her aim is to show Victoria that she takes Austen seriously. She gets shocked to find a man dressed as Mr. Darcy holding out her card. Sam is her guest of honor liaison and plans to help her get to the venue. His outfit embarrasses her, but he claims his accent is genuine. He is the official Mr. Darcy of the conference and wanted to dress the part. He jokes about taking her to her carriage, but she gets conscious about people staring. She apologizes and leaves to get a cab for herself. But no cabs are available, and Sam finds her again. He knows the conference is in a remote location and wants to help her get there. Eloise doesn't want to be rude, but she doesn't like his attention-seeking costume, but he still offers to take her to the venue. He brings her to the Duchess Square Resort and Gardens. She insists on taking her own bags and is in a hurry to get away from him. Eloise gets a call from Mia, who arrives at her hotel in tears. Rob doesn't mention what happened while he drops her off. Mia has broken up with Rob, but Eloise thinks it could be something she did. She doesn't want to discuss the details and asks if she can stay with Eloise. She promises not to be a burden at her conference, but asks for ice cream. Jenny, who is Eloise's student, is producing a play she wrote for the first time at that conference. Eloise has inspired her, and she remembers what Eloise taught them about women needing to go above and beyond to get what they want. Jenny really wants Eloise to see her play and discusses how they will rehearse all weekend. When Jenny goes on about the details, Eloise gets distracted by women getting clicked with Sam. He asks to speak to Eloise for something important. When Jenny leaves, he claims he was trying to rescue her when she gave him a pleading look. He informs her about country dance lessons for the ball and asks for her first dance. Eloise refuses to dance or dress up and doesn't want to pretend she's husband hunting. She's a scholar and looks down upon the women who are swooning over him in costume. She can tell he likes attention, but claims he won't any from her. Eloise casually bumps into Victoria and asks for tea recommendations. Victoria is impressed by Eloise carrying her edition of the book. Victoria is looking forward to her keynote, and Eloise hopes she can do justice to it. Victoria knows such events can be challenging because they're not like traditional academic conferences. The attendees are more passionate, which is why Victoria loves JALA conferences more. She thinks it's important to love the ballrooms and the dances to instill the same amount of joy for Austen and students. She thinks those scholars who look down upon such a conference are snobs. This is when Eloise realizes she will pretend to love everything about the conference to impress Victoria. She gets scared when Sam turns out to be Victoria's nephew. He can easily blow her cover. But Sam can tell Eloise is trying to impress Victoria and plays along. But he still teases her and mentions that Eloise is an expert at one country dance form. He even starts making up a story about the outfit Eloise plans to wear. But she cuts him and takes him away. She feels bad about insulting him earlier, but she claims she's nervous because this job is very important to her. Sam knows she's up for the professorship and will do anything so he keeps her secret safe. But instead of threatening her, he wants to make sure she gets the job. He knows his aunt well and is familiar with everything she likes. He decides to be an advisor for her, but he's doing this for his aunt. Crispin Crane, who is an actor turned academic, has been flirting with Victoria. He knows Crispin played Mr. Willoughby for British television in 1986. Sam doesn't want a man like that taking advantage of Victoria. and agrees to help Alois so Victoria's heart doesn't get broken again. To honor their deal, Alois needs to learn how to dance and get an outfit from his friend, Kelsey. He also needs her as a partner for the lawn games tournament. He's sure Victoria will like Alois participating, but he knows they have to work a lot on Alois's attitude, who seems to hate everything to do with the ball. Mia is watching a rom-com when Alois comes back frustrated. She has a big day ahead and tries to enjoy ice cream with Mia. Alois learns that Rob did propose to Mia, but she hated the way he did it. Mia is a romantic, and she didn't like Rob proposing in the kitchen like an afterthought. He didn't even kneel and started discussing finances with her. Alois still thinks they work well together, but Mia doesn't want to spend her life with someone so unromantic. She hasn't discussed her feelings with Rob yet and doesn't think this can be fixed. He's an accountant and a good person, but she wants more passion in her life. Alois is sure Rob loves her too, but Mia doesn't believe Rob can take chances and risk things for her. The next morning, Alois still thinks Sam is trying to embarrass her with his costume. He brings her to the genius costume maker, Kelsey. She examines Alois and can tell she has great posture. She and Sam have been friends from high school, at a time when Sam was very shy. Alois learns that Sam is good with computers and built a startup to provide billing and compliance services to artisans. He then sold it to a company and has earned a lot from it. Kelsey starts taking her measurements, but Alois still wants to wear an evening gown. Sam thinks standing out will get her the job, and even Kelsey thinks she can make a dress work from her half-finished pieces. When Alois still seems difficult, Sam offers to let her wear an evening gown if she wears gloves. She thinks that's a decent bargain and buys them from Kelsey. Sam knows when Victoria has breakfast and rakes Alois there. Crispin is around too, so Sam asks Alois to distract him. Alois stops Crispin before he can head to Victoria's table. She claims to recognize him as an actor. He thinks she must be too young at the time, but she praises all the classics. As he keeps trying to go to Victoria, she asks for his opinion about playing a villain. As he gets into the details of his work, Sam takes Victoria away. Alois joins them in the craft room, where Sam uses her as a model for his bonnet. He asks her to make one with his aunt, but she claims she's not too crafty. She still sits down with the group and quotes. Victoria is impressed and thinks the passage discusses Lydia's views on men. They bond over discussions about the book. Alois thanks Sam for arranging this fun session. Sam credits Alois for quoting Lydia to impress Victoria, because most people don't think of doing that. But this is just the first day, and Alois still needs to learn how to dance. He brings her to a deserted part of the hotel and asks her to be more fun. He wanted to bring her somewhere private, because he knows she is conscious in front of others. She jokes about him impressing young Austen fans by bringing them to this place. But he asks her to focus on the after-dinner maggot dance, which she claimed is her favorite in front of Victoria. He teaches her the steps and how she's supposed to conduct herself. She feels confused but manages to follow his lead. He asks her to focus on her partner rather than her feet. When he wants her to think of herself as the most beautiful girl in the ballroom, she asks him to stop. She's worried about performing in front of more people. She hates being the center of attention. She has always been the girl reading a book in the corner, while girls like her sister take over the dance floor. She knows Mia is the opposite of her, who likes attention, but in their family, she's the practical and smart one. She admits she's afraid of looking like a wannabe heroine in a romance novel. She pretended to be Elizabeth Bennet once at homecoming dance when she was 15. She bought the dress from a Jala conference like this one, because her parents always encouraged her interests. The Jala was Pride and Prejudice themed, and she liked that people there appreciated the book as much as she did. They treated her like she was a real-life Austen figure and interesting. She wore the dress so Cody Anderson from school could see her across the dance floor and fall for her. But she ended up making a fool of herself, because everyone including Cody laughed at her dress. Sam thinks Cody was an idiot. He knows there must be a nerdy guy at her dance who wondered where she disappeared. He admits wearing a Darcy outfit at his age is embarrassing, but he loves it. He initially did it as a favor to Victoria, but now he wants to dress up because he doesn't get to be the romantic hero in his real life. In this costume, he likes that he makes women happy. It's all fun till his aunt tries to set him up with the single women who only like him for his costume. This is why it feels nice that someone like Alois doesn't like him at all. She warns him that he's starting to grow on her. He thinks a costume can boost confidence and asks her to wear his hat. She has learned the steps, but he wants her to get into the spirit of the dance. He makes her repeat affirmations about how beautiful and worthy she is. Victoria comes to them panicking, because Annabelle has messed up the refreshments for the lawn games. Her caterer claims he was booked for next weekend. So now Victoria needs someone to handle the food for the picnic. She asks Sam to drive into town, and Alois offers help too. She taught a cooking class and knows she can be of some use. They need Austin-themed food for 120 people, and she thinks only a miracle can save them this close. He takes her to a sandwich place to get their subs delivered the next day. Alois also asks for fruit medley cups to go with the theme. They want authentic food, and Alois knows a recipe that can work well. Sam offers to buy the ingredients and knows they can use the hotel kitchen. Annabelle refuses to let Alois use it, but Sam somehow convinces her to cover for them. Alois and Sam start working on the desserts. When she has kept one to chill overnight, she notices Sam preparing an omelet. He can tell she's hungry, and she is surprised a man is cooking for her. Sam learned to cook from books in the library. Victoria did a lot for him growing up, and he wanted to pitch in. When his parents got divorced, Victoria took him and his mother in. Alois thinks she can't live with her sister like that. Sam mentions that his mother eventually did get another place, but still lives in Princeton. He's trying to set up an incubator there, since he spends too much time on the train. The incubator is a non-profit to help people set up a socially responsible startup. After he sold his tech company, he didn't need money. He now wants to give back to the society and is planning to buy a house there. As Sam drops her to her room, Alois discusses how Rob is the best guy Mia has dated. She thinks the way Rob dropped Mia to the hotel shows how much he cares. She doesn't like fancy proposals herself and would prefer something that shows the man cares about what's important to her. Mia comes out of the room for ice and is impressed Alois made a friend. Mia gets excited that Sam is playing Mr. Darcy at the conference, so Alois takes her inside. Mia is excited about her sister working with a handsome man. She knows Alois wants a Mr. Darcy and thinks Sam is perfect. Alois points out that Sam is the opposite of Darcy because he's funny and kind, but she claims she doesn't like him romantically. Mia doesn't believe it because Alois has never spoken so highly of any man in a long time. Alois doesn't think she can fall for a man who likes wearing a Darcy costume, but Mia feels he's the kind of guy who would easily make a fool of himself for her love. Victoria has noticed that Sam is spending a lot of time with Alois. She asks him to be honest about his feelings if he likes her. She doesn't want him to end up alone like her. Sam still feels honesty has its dangers and is afraid of rejection. Rob is still upset about Mia rejecting him, but Alois insists she's hurting a lot too. She doesn't want to let them throw a perfectly good thing away. Rob thinks his proposal was decent enough. He's not a huge fan of making a fool of himself before knowing if she wants to marry him. Alois thinks this part of the communication should happen between the two of them. She asks him to come to the hotel so they can figure it out. Sam wants to take Alois on a field trip and brings her to an exhibition of Austin's work. Alois reads the letters on display and doesn't believe people think Tom Lefroy was Austin's lost true love. She wants people to view Austin as an amazing writer without assigning her a romantic backstory. Alois knows Austin turned down a proposal once because she just didn't want to marry. Sam asks if Alois is looking for a guy who knows who she is. He wonders how she'll survive a wedding if she can't handle a romantic proposal. Alois knows she will hate an elaborate wedding too. Sam admits he has also turned down at least one proposal every Jala conference. He makes a joke about his costume, but they're too loud and are asked to be quiet. Alois admits she had fun with him. Sam tries to hide from Tanner at the golf course, but he recognizes him. He pretends to feel bad about Sam not getting funding for his nonprofit. He makes fun of Sam's costume and informs Alois that he and Sam were in the Stanford startup incubator together. Sam was the first to sell for $50 million, and everyone thought he will do great things. He feels pity for Sam, but Alois shuts him down and challenges him to a lawn game. Sam thanks her for stepping in and explains he wants to keep his professional life separate. She thinks she owed it to him after troubling him so much, but he thinks of Alois as a challenge and claims to like it. Mia turns up in a costume and claims she's done moping. She wants to get into the spirit of the fun. Sam asks Mia to be his partner for the games. He thinks that is better, because Alois can now partner with Victoria. Crispin asks Victoria to be his partner, but Alois has already beat him to it. But Alois is distracted by Mia flirting with Sam and performs badly. She shouts out to Mia for her turn, who easily beats her. Mia and Sam celebrate with a custom handshake. As Mia and Sam dance around, Rob turns up with roses. He gets jealous of Sam and asks about him. Mia plays along and wants to make Rob jealous with him. Rob reminds her he asked her to marry 2 days ago. He feels bad. She thought the question was too depressing for her. Mia claims she just wanted a romantic gesture. Rob is shocked because Alois told him Mia was devastated. Now she seems to be having fun, and Mia isn't happy with Alois's interference either. Mia confesses her love for Rob, but she wants him to take her need for romance seriously. Rob doesn't want it to end like this and asks what he can do. Mia is still angry and doesn't think his roses will solve the problem. Alois feels bad, but Mia is still mad at him. Sam clarifies that he just wanted Mia to cheer up and had no intention of making her ex jealous. Alois doesn't want to be involved in this anymore. Jenny is facing a disaster since 2 of her actors dropped out of the play last minute. She convinces Sam to be Darcy, but needs someone like Alois for Elizabeth. She knows Alois is a great public speaker, but Mia offers to be the heroine. As Mia and Sam practice their lines, Kelsey notices that Alois is terrible at sewing. She takes over, since Sam already texted her for help. Kelsey asks about Mia, and Alois explains she is comfortable in the spotlight like Sam. But Kelsey finds that funny, because she knows Sam is very shy. He only has the guts to bow and kiss women's hands at the conference because he's wearing a costume. Sam was always a nerd who loved computers more than people. But when someone gave him a script and a costume, he could easily become the leading man. This is why Kelsey thinks he has dated a lot of drama queens. Victoria brings pizza for them and asks why Alois is sitting alone. She wants to clear her thoughts for the presentation because she likes to go above and beyond. Victoria thinks women always need to do that to get what they want. This is exactly how Alois feels too, and she bonds with her. Victoria hopes life is easier for her students than it was for her. She had to make some hard personal choices for academic growth, but she can see herself in Alois and hopes she gets whatever she wants, including a partner. Alois knows it has to be the right one, and Victoria hopes Alois finds her Darcy. But when Alois notices Sam with Mia, she feels awkward and leaves. Kelsey and Alois discuss how good the set looks before the performance. As Jane Austen, Jenny discusses how important writing is for her. Mia makes an entrance as Elizabeth and dances along with Sam as Darcy. In the end, Alois gets awkward when they kiss. She can't see they're only pretending to kiss from that angle. Mia asks for Alois's thoughts on the play and praising Sam. She now understands people's fascination with Darcy after acting with him. Victoria thinks Alois must have been a great teacher to inspire Jenny like that. She compliments Mia and properly introduces herself. When Mia learns she is the professor Alois keeps talking about, Mia starts praising her, but she says it like it is and hopes Victoria hires her. Her intention is to portray that Alois is a smart and serious professor, but she lets it slip that Alois doesn't enjoy the balls and the hats and only likes the serious parts about Austen. Alois feels embarrassed as Victoria realizes she has been pretending to have fun. Victoria is shocked and leaves them. Mia realizes she might have done something wrong. Alois starts shouting her. She thinks she had her chance at the job till Mia came and ruined everything. Alois feels frustrated that her attempts of sorting Mia's life always end up ruining hers. Mia doesn't think Alois needs to fix her life, but Alois reminds her she always comes to her as the big sister when anything is wrong. Alois storms off, but Sam chases her. He thinks she might have had a problem with Mia playing Elizabeth instead of her. Alois claims she doesn't care for the play or Mia kissing him on stage. She hates that people still think she wants to be the center of attention. She just wants to be left alone, so Sam assures her that she doesn't have to dance with him at the ball. He knows Victoria already likes Alois and promises to keep her secret safe. He feels bad for holding the secret over her and confesses that Alois hurt his feelings initially. He has been trying to make a joke out of it and teasing her, but he now wants to relieve her of any obligations towards him. When Mia comes into the room, she knows Alois is only pretending to be asleep. Mia knows this weekend is very important to Alois, and she wants to support her. She admits she's a bad sister, and it's her fault. Alois doesn't blame her anymore because she knows Mia didn't know about her secret. Mia still thinks it's her fault because she never let Alois share the secret with her. She knows she stole all the attention, but promises to be a better sister now. Alois wakes up to flowers and coffee from Mia, who wants her to have some alone time so she can prepare for the keynote. Alois gives a powerful speech and impresses everyone. She thinks Mia did the sweetest thing for her by leaving her that note. Victoria comes over to let Alois know she loved her talk. She was surprised about the revelation yesterday, but she still likes Alois for everything she stands for. She thinks Alois has the wit and willingness to help and change, which she admires a lot. She also offers her the job at Princeton, but asks her to keep it a secret for a while. While Alois is in shock, Mia celebrates her and thinks they can enjoy the ball now. But Alois needs a dress and asks Kelsey. She doesn't think it's too late. since she was already working on a piece with Aloyse's measurements. In her Elizabeth costume, Aloyse looks around for Sam. But just like in the book, Mr. Darcy is supposed to arrive late. The ball is starting, and Aloyse is supposed to address the crowd before it. Rob makes a grand entrance as Mia's Mr. Darcy. He bends down on one knee and shares all the things he loves about Mia. He is also willing to do any amount of romantic gestures now, because he wants to spend his life making her happy. Mia gets so excited that she throws the ring away, but Aloyse finds it and gives it back. Mia takes Aloyse aside and thanks her and Sam for making this happen. Aloyse doesn't know about Sam's role in this. Mia explains that he spent all day getting Rob ready for the proposal. Rob got the outfit from Sam only. Aloyse feels stupid for assuming there was something between Mia and Sam. Mia is confused too, because she spent all that time discussing Rob with Sam. Aloyse addresses the crowd again and admits she has loved Austin since she was a teenager. She also finally admits it's a romantic book. She didn't want to admit that earlier because she was scared of her emotions and being swept away. She's also scared of dancing and making a fool of herself. But his weekend has made her realize being a fool is important to become a heroine. She looks at Sam and insists she has his name on her dance card. As she approaches Sam, Crispin comes over to congratulate her for Princeton. He doesn't understand why she thinks he was up for the same job. Victoria told Sam she was interviewing him, but Crispin thinks she was trying to hide the real reason. Crispin is retiring because he wants to take out more time for Victoria. They were post-doctorate sweethearts, but he left academia and her for acting. He's lucky Victoria has forgiven him and has given him another chance. Sam doesn't believe he spent the whole weekend conspiring to keep Victoria away from her true love. Aloyse thinks everyone has learned their lessons that weekend and asks Sam for the first dance. She drags him to the floor and thanks him for helping with Rob. Sam knows Rob only needed a push and is excited that Aloyse is moving to Princeton. But Sam admits he helped Rob and Mia for Aloyse because he knows she can only be impressed by something substantial. Aloyse admits she was already charmed by him, but was scared to admit it. He wants her to know she can do anything with him, and they kiss.